Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Seth. Every time you turn around, the taps are multiplying at your local bar.
What was once 2 or 3 beers on tap is now 10 or 15.
And these new beers often come from smaller, more creative breweries.
Join us as we explore the raging craft beer revolution and discover all there is to know about beer from the brewery to your pint glass.
Including the brewers, the drinkers, and everyone else that makes this a beer nation.
Behind the craft beer revolution lies a dynamic community of drinkers, bars, and breweries.
And the glue that binds this community together is the personal connections that people feel with the brewers and the stories behind their breweries.
And these personal connections are particularly important to craft breweries, who can't depend on the normal modern means of advertising and marketing that the large breweries do.
And it's the power of this community that is shown by the fact that even during these tough economic times, craft beer is still thriving.
In just the first half of 2009, while this country suffered through one of its worst recessions, craft breweries were churning out almost 10% more beer than they had the year before.
We're here on the porch of Barcade in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, to visit Paul Kermizian, the owner, to see what his thoughts are about the community of his bar.
Let's head in there and talk to him.
Let's do it.
Hey, Paul. How you doing, man? Thanks for having us.
What's up, man?
Hey.
Welcome to Barcade.
Oh, thanks, man. Bar, arcade, Barcade.
Yes, very good. Nice.
Seth spent most of his childhood in his basement playing video games.
I didn't have a basement, but I did play a lot of video games.
Well, here you can do it with a beer in your hand.
Great.
Yes, a beer. What do you recommend?
Oh, we have a lot of different beers to choose from. Something that's good and local is Climax.
Okay.
That's what we want.
Want one of those?
Let's do it.
All right.
What do you got?
Hefeweizen and Nut Brown Ale.
I'll take the Hefeweizen.
Nut it up.
All right.
Did I just say nut it up?
Yep, that's correct. You said nut it up. What's the newest video game console that you have here?
Oh, we try to keep all the games from the classic era. Most of them are pre-1986.
Well, we should get Seth some quarters, because if he doesn't get to a video game soon, he's going to get the shakes.
Oh,
That or a Renaissance Fair. We need to get him to one of them quick.
well, that's a little farther away. I think we can do the video games.
Let's do the video games. Now I got this.
Why don't you go find something to play?
Tapper. Woo.
So, Paul, how did you come up with the idea to combine a bar with an arcade?
Basically, I had like 3 or 4 of these games in my apartment, and years ago having parties and having people over, just kind of saw how popular they were. People having a beer and playing a video game. Yeah, now you don't see arcades so much.
No, you
At
don't. But here you find so many of the games, and you keep the price at $0.25 a game.
Yeah, well, it's old games, old prices.
So how about your beer? I know that you guys only carry American craft beer.
And that really stems from my doing the film American Beer and just being committed to serving American beer and serving craft beer and local craft beer and keeping it pretty regional. We serve mostly beer from the Northeast.
It's too strong to sell in Oregon.
Still drunk.
Where are we? Every single recipe I make here in my brewery came from my home brewing days.
The idea of actually making beer was just absolutely magic.
I think people are going to be tired of drinking Budweiser.
You have to be very careful when the big guy from St. Louis doesn't go out and gobble you up.
Moderation is the best hangover remedy.
Now, it used to be that bars would choose their beers based on what the distributor's recommendation was. They'd tell the bar owner, this stuff is really selling well. The Bud Light Lime is doing great. You should put it on tap. Clearly, there's a different system for beer bars like this one.
A lot has changed in general. I mean, a lot of bars, and especially beer bars, can go to a distributor and say, look, we want to serve this, this, and this. Can you provide these kind of beers for us? And if not, we're going to go to someone else who can. So now you have all these distributors who have massive lists of breweries and different beers, and there's so much to choose from.
In a way, it's much more consumer oriented. It's based on what the drinker wants now, as opposed to what the big macro breweries want to serve.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of times where a new brewery will come into the market, and we want to be fair and give them a shot if they're a craft brewer,
right.
And it just really will determine whether people want to drink it or not, and how it's received as to whether we're going to put it on. It doesn't matter what kind of deal a brewery is going to give us.
Paul, why exactly did you choose to serve Climax's beer here at your bar?
Well, I knew them from featuring them in American Beer. They're within 30 miles, I think, of us in New Jersey, and we try to serve all the locals and serve all their beer, so it makes it easy that he makes great beer.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it much of a hard choice to serve it.
Man, this bar is awesome though. Pac-Man, Super Mario Brothers, Gauntlet. Come on. Good beer, good games. Oh!
Do you know where the name Climax came from?
No, I don't know where he got that.
Yeah. I mean, it could have a few meanings.
Could have a number of meanings, and we get a lot of people, I think, sometimes that'll order it on a Saturday night just for the name.
Yes. Yeah, maybe that's it.
They shout out, like, give me a Climax. So sometimes that works. But usually then they drink it and they realize, oh, this is great beer.
To have a big bar in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and to fill it with mostly 1980s video games, it's a novelty that would draw people. Why not just serve PBR and let people have their good time?
That would be really easy to do that, yeah. We kind of wanted to target two different areas where people geek out a lot on, and one of them is video games and the other one is beer. And it doesn't seem like there would be a lot of crossover between the two circles, but there actually is. There's even more so since we opened. We've turned a lot of video game geeks into beer geeks and vice versa. So.
What are you guys talking about?
Hey, what's happening, Seth?
Talking about me?
No, come on, you always think that.
Talking about the beer?
We will.
All right, I lost all my quarters.
All right, well, we could throw some dollars in the change machine, tear you apart at Gauntlet.
Yeah! But I need another beer first.
All right, let's grab a beer, let's play some Gauntlet.
Hell yeah!
Join us for part 2 to find out why underdogs like Climax Brewing continue to thrive with no advertising budget.
Is this it?
You know what? I think so. I mean, this is the address. Should we start banging on the door?
It says to go around back.
Oh, hope we don't get shot. This has got to be it.
I see kettles.
Oh, I see tanks.
I smell beer.
I smell grains.